What's going on, guys? It's B-Mails, and I thought that the start of the NFL season was the biggest news in the NFL up until the very first game. But no, the Minnesota Vikings trade a first and conditional fourth-round pick to the Philadelphia Eagles for Sam Bradford to replace Teddy Bridgewater. And this fourth-round pick, I think it can turn into a third-round pick if the Vikings go to the NFC Championship game, and a second-round pick if somehow they win the Super Bowl. But we're going to get into what these picks mean, but let's talk about the Teddy Bridgewater injury. Teddy Bridgewater went down. He's one of those guys where everyone roots for the kid. I mean, he's a great kid. He stands up for the right things. He plays the game the right way. And I don't think there's anyone on earth that roots against him unless you're playing against him. So I feel awful that he went down with that. It was a horrendous knee injury, apparently. People were throwing up on the sidelines when they saw it. They had to end practice, But I saw Vikings fans who were predicting they were going to go 12-4 and win the division, saying, "Oh, now we're going to go 7-9, 8-8. Our season's over because we lost Teddy Bridgewater." I don't think so. I mean, when Teddy Bridgewater went down, what was he worth? He was worth about 14 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, and like 3,300 yards. That is a bottom 10 quarterback. If you looked at those stats and you were saying, what type of quarterback do you think this is, you would say that's a backup quarterback. And it's true. And so when Vikings fans saying 4 games, I mean, what did he offer? He doesn't have elite arm strength. He didn't make any giant plays. But he's a game manager. That's what he is. He's the ultimate game manager. That's his ceiling. That's what he'll always be. But that's what Adrian Peterson and that defense need, a game manager. I mean, Vikings fans were saying, "Oh, he's gonna get 25 touchdowns this season. He's gonna hit 4,000 yards. He's gonna solidify himself as a top 12 quarterback or whatever." That's not going to happen, guys. The addition of Laquan Treadwell, that's not going to happen. Adrian Peterson is the center of this offense. This team, since Adrian Peterson has entered the league, has lived and died by Adrian Peterson, literally making the playoffs every year he plays and missing the playoffs every year he doesn't. This defense has now turned into what I think is going to be a top 5 defense. I don't think it's going to be a top 2 defense, but I think it's going to touch that top 5, 4, 5, or 6. So what did they need Bridgewater to do this year? They needed him to game manage. They needed him to make smart decisions. They don't need him to throw 30 touchdowns. I mean, 14 to 25 touchdowns, that's an 11 touchdown difference. That's not going to happen. He would have been lucky to hit 20. Lucky. He would have been lucky to hit 3,500 yards. Lucky. But their backup, Sean Hill, I think Sean Hill could have came in and put up those numbers. He's done it before. I believe he did it with the Rams. I believe he did it with the Lions. He definitely did it with the Lions, and it was in less games. He put up more touchdowns than Teddy Bridgewater did in 2015, back when he played for the Lions when Matthew Stafford went down. So to me, this season, I thought the loss of Teddy Bridgewater, Vikings fans say, "Oh, but it's his leadership. It's his leadership that we're losing." Guys, that's bull crap. The loss of Teddy Bridgewater was at most 3 games. 3 at most. And to me, it's only about 1. If the Vikings were going to play like they did last year, all they need is a dude that can get 14 touchdowns. And they'd be fine. But anyways, let's talk about the trade. A lot of people saying, "Oh, the Vikings made a desperation move to get Sam Bradford." I think Sam Bradford fits. He's playing with Adrian Peterson. They were roommates in college, played on Oklahoma. I think there's a coach there that Bradford has played with in the past. That's a big reason why he's there. And you talk about Teddy Bridgewater being, I think, one of the most pressured quarterbacks in the NFL last year. And Sam Bradford, say what you want to say about Sam Bradford, but he plays well and he throws the ball well under pressure. He's actually, I believe, one of the top 10 quarterbacks at throwing under pressure. So I think he fits. I think he can be a game manager. I think he can pick offenses apart like he did in Philadelphia when he had the system. And guys, Sam Bradford's, okay, he's a bottom tier star. He's a below average starter. I understand that. But this guy's never had weapons. And when he was in St. Louis, he never had weapons. When he was in Philadelphia, he never had weapons. Jordan Matthews, Kenny Britt. I mean, all these names is horrible. This guy's never had weapons. He's always been able to be a game manager. He had a season where he played pretty well. So I think you put him on a team with a good defense, with a good running game, and with, I think, decent weapons. I think Stephon Diggs is going to solidify himself as one of the better receivers in the NFL. I think Laquan Treadwell is going to have a pretty good rookie season. You know, I don't like Charles Johnson, but y'all like Charles Johnson. I don't like Charles Johnson. I think he has the weapons. I think he can succeed in Minnesota. And people are calling this a desperation. I mean, it is. Adrian Peterson's on his last leg. Yes, there's a big running back class next year. You could have used that first-round pick to get Christian McCaffrey, or probably not Leonard Fournette. I think you guys would be too good this year to get a pick high enough to get Leonard Fournette. But Dalvin Cook, like I said, Christian McCaffrey. I was watching the Cougars game. Samaje Perine, or however you want to pronounce it. I mean, it's a stacked running back class coming up this season, so you could have gotten one of those running backs if you're worried about Adrian Peterson getting old. But I think the Vikings are trying to win. I think they have a good shot. I think they have a good shot. I don't think they have a great shot. But with Adrian Peterson, with that defense, with some pretty good weapons, I think Sam Bradford can do something. So I don't see this as a desperation move. And everyone's saying, oh, the Philadelphia Eagles got the better end of this trade. Let's not excuse the Philadelphia Eagles here. Please. This is just as desperate of a move by the Philadelphia Eagles as it was for the Minnesota Vikings. Yes, I said it. Let's point it out. They draft Carson Wentz. They gave up pick after pick after pick for this dude that's going to ride the bench all season from what I've heard. They're starting Chase Daniels. I don't even think he's going to be the backup. I don't think he's going to dress for games. That's what they've been saying. So they gave up all these picks for a guy that's going to ride the bench, for a guy that we all know is no Andrew Luck prospect, no Robert Griffin prospect, no Cam Newton prospect, no Jameis Winston, no Markson. He's not that guy. Neither is Jared Goff, but we're not talking about the Rams today. We're talking about coming from a nobody school just because he dominated a nobody conference. He has the intangibles, yes, but was he worth all that? No, hell no. And I think the Eagles are figuring that out by the way he played, and he's already hurt. And so I think that they have this little insurance plan. We're going to go ahead and trade Sam Bradford, because once the Minnesota Vikings set a first-round pick, I think the Philadelphia Eagles were sold already. They were sold already, because I think they're having second thoughts already about Carson Wentz. I would be. I had second thoughts about Carson Wentz once they drafted him, to be honest with you. Same with Jared Goff. With all the picks they gave up, we have to understand, these guys are not elite quarterback talents. They're not. They don't have the arm and athleticism of Robert Griffin, the arm, athleticism, and intellect of Andrew Luck, the dominance of Jameis Winston in college, the dominance of Cam Newton in college. They don't have that. Jared Goff doesn't have elite arm strength to me. He doesn't have elite athleticism. Carson Wentz has great size, great intangibles, but what has he proven? He's proven he can dominate a nobody conference. Okay, cool. But anyways, I've been hearing people rip the Minnesota Vikings, saying, oh, this is a desperation pick, blah, blah, blah. And then the Philadelphia Eagles got a steal here. No. The Philadelphia Eagles took this first-round pick because they're having second thoughts. That's one of my bold predictions for this season. I think they're having second thoughts. And Sam Bradford played well in the preseason. I think he played well. From what I watched, he played well. Chase Daniels played horrible, and he's the starter. I mean, we know the Philadelphia Eagles weren't going to win anything this year. So they took advantage of that. They traded Sam Bradford because the Vikings stupidly gave up a first-round pick for Sam Bradford, in my opinion. Because Sam Bradford is not worth a first-round pick. We all know that. Let's step back and look at Sam Bradford. He's not worth it. Whew. But anyways, guys, that's just some big news. I haven't made a video in a while, but I saw a lot of reactions that I didn't agree with. A lot of reactions that just flat out didn't make sense. A lot of people feeding off the Sam Bradford name. He's so bad. He's really not that bad. If you put him on a good team, he'll actually contribute pretty well. And then you talk about the Eagles getting a first-round pick back for trading Sam Bradford. I don't know, guys. You guys tell me what you guys think. My head is kind of spinning. I think the Minnesota Vikings, I think they can go 10-6 like I predicted. I think they can do it with Sam Bradford. Shoot, I think they can go 11-5 with Sam Bradford. I think he's an upgrade. Yes, an upgrade from Teddy Bridgewater. I have no faith in Teddy Bridgewater. I don't think he's going to do anything, and I wouldn't be surprised if next year Sam Bradford's starting in front of Teddy Bridgewater. Wouldn't surprise me. But anyways, guys, let me know what you think in the comments. I should be making a Texans final season preview based on what I saw in the preseason. I saw some awesome things, saw some ugly things, and I'll probably talk about that. Final season predictions and everything. I'll probably make another video revising my power rankings. A lot of things have changed, including Teddy Bridgewater going down, a Sam Bradford trade, Tony Romo going down, all these things. I'll make a video about all that. But I appreciate you guys watching. Make sure to give the video a thumbs up, subscribe, check out my other videos, and I'll see you guys next time.